Hello, everybody, and welcome to Raw None 2 2025. My name is Vincent.
My name is Chris, and you know what? This is the second week in a row that you've hijacked the intro, and I don't know how to feel about that.
You gotta be quicker than that. I mean, come on.
I'm not expecting the intro to be hijacked by just random things.
I'm sorry that I've missed my notes are wrong again. Chris, I can't believe that they happened a second time.
I find it funny that not only is this the second time you've hijacked the intro, but it's the second time it's to say what you spelled wrong in the notes this week.
Yeah, and it's always the damn title. It's always the
I
title.
know. It's not that hard.
I can't look. I'm that bad. I'm that bad at this. My
But
notes, my titles are always wrong.
and it's been 4 years, 5 years actually, of doing this.
Bro, if we hit a decade and we still have this amount of subscribers, man, I'm gonna be very I'm gonna question everything.
If it's been 5 more years and we're still going with 38 subscribers, I'll be surprised that we didn't throw in the towel sooner.
Yeah, I'm willing to keep going until the wheels fall off. I'm just saying.
And I want to clarify, I'm not saying I don't appreciate the 38. I love you guys. You're all great. Unless you're a bot, then well, maybe not.
It's
But
probably all bots, but
it might all be. But there's maybe one guy, maybe two guys,
I
maybe a
know
couple
there's one of
people.
you out there. I know
True Wrassle Grapplers out there. Just somebody.
somebody
And,
that knows all the inside jokes.
and if you do, I'm sorry that you're a menace to your family and those around you.
You
And
start saying jokes no one understands.
yeah, it's all fun and games. You show up at the family gathering yelling about the slap jacket, the chalk outlines. You're not going to be invited back, and that's just how it is. But you're always welcome here, and
The
that's the
chalk,
important part.
the chalk outlines era. That was interesting.
You mean era? It was 1 week. It's like 2 weeks
There's
actually.
one look. That's how long our eras last. Okay,
Sad era.
it's that era. Yeah. That era.
Yeah. Well, listen, we're here reviewing another episode of Monday Night Raw, the June 2nd, 2025 episode to be more precise. And man,
Oh,
that's what you
that
meant.
makes more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not Raw None 2025. That wasn't what it was.
right, right. I should be a
Nothing
lot more specific.
Nothing church-like about this episode, I'm pretty sure.
That would not fly in church.
No, I don't think they talk about raw nuns there. That's probably not what happens.
No, maybe the priest does.
Yeah, well, not during the mass. I hope he doesn't get up there and start going on the homily, and then he finishes and he goes, "By the way, Sister Mary, goddamn, I hope not. I really hope not.
Bro, I don't, what the fuck is this, man?
This is you. This is what you started."
Sorry. It's unholy of me.
And next week we will be coming to you live with the apology tour because of this. But that's next week. That's not right now. I was getting to the review now. Starting off the show here, CM Punk is out here.
Yeah, it's what I put in my notes, man. I said CM Punk out here.
Yeah, that was correct. That was correct. No apologies needed for that one.
But wait, you just said what it was on my notes.
I mean, that wasn't a hard thing to guess. That
But
one.
I think, I thought we would go for different wording, but it's the same thing.
Well, once in a while, after 5 years, it's bound to happen at least once.
Oh, okay. We have to cover that damn Slim Jim thing. Put that in the notes, man. Put it in the notes. Slim Jim.
I will. Don't worry.
Wrestle recap. Yeah. Sure.
Put that in the notes. But yeah, you can cover that while I'm putting this in the notes.
All right. Yeah, basically, he says he will be in the Money in the Bank, or he will win the Money in the Bank ladder match for the third time. I forgot he won for a second time, actually. I thought he only won once.
He won at WrestleMania 24, then he won at 25.
Yeah,
Or was it 23, 24? I forget.
When I started watching wrestling, I think he won Money in the Bank, actually.
It might have been around that time.
Yeah. And he's coming after the champs, all right? He's going to come after the champs.
Coming at the champs, calling Cena a bitch, calling
Oh
Dwayne
my
a
god, he called
fraud.
Rock a fucking bitch, Cena a bitch. It was crazy.
And Sami Zayn comes out there and he's like, "That's all true and all, but I just want you to know, you should focus on your match. Don't worry about my match tonight. So now you're gonna worry about me, and you don't gotta do that." And Punk says, "But I will worry about you, and when I win Money in the Bank, that'll be great too."
Yeah,
That was
well,
it.
yeah. So Sammy has this thing where he comes out and he like encourages people to win things, right?
he has this thing where he comes out, encourages them to win things, but he also kind of guilt trips them a little bit, where he's like, "Don't
Do it
worry
for
about me.
me. Okay?
Don't worry about me. I'm not
I
important.
couldn't do
Okay,
it. Now you can do it.
I'll get my ass beat. I'll never get anything. But you're the guy, you know."
It's like
And
Sammy's out there risking himself for other people.
he's saying it in a way where you're like, "Are you trying to make me feel guilty right now, or are you trying to make me feel bad about being successful? I can't really tell. I think you're just being a friend. I don't really know."
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how it feels, really. It's kind of a. I mean, I think it is more of like a friend being a friend, you know?
I hope so, because right now it's not sounding like that. It's just sounding like he's guilt tripping everybody he comes across. This is the second week in a row, by the way.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I like it or not.
I really don't. I wish he would just start going on his own. I don't want him near Jey Uso or CM Punk right now.
I think if he helps his friends, fine. But, I mean, coming out all the time and encouraging them with the same promo, I don't know about that.
And it's weird because Sami Zayn becomes the champion, like the Intercontinental Champion title scene, right? Becomes champion, and everyone's like, "Oh, it should have been Chad Gable. Now, why was it not Chad Gable?" But now it's Jey Uso, and you're like, "Well,
Well,
it should
now
have
it's
been
Jay
Sami
Gable.
Zayn this time."
Yeah.
It's always he never wins it when you want him to do it, you know.
That's true, Sam. I mean, the Sami Zayn's thing is he can't really win the big one, though. You know?
Well, that was his thing. They beat Gunther like 2 years ago.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
It counts.
He can't win the. I mean, the big one's the championship. So he wants to get to
Yeah,
the championship, and he
he
can't
beat
really do it.
Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That
It's
was
not
a big
the
one.
champ. No, we're talking about the world championship.
It was a big one, I would say.
That does not count. It's not. That's not real. It's not real.
It's a real title.
Uh, not real. No.
Just because they refuse to show the champion, I don't even know who it is at this point. I forget who it's Intercontinental champ. Oh, Dominic. Just because
Tom
Dominic
used to be
refuses
real.
to defend doesn't mean that he's not champion and he's not real.
I mean, he's real, man. He's right there.
That's what I'm saying to you.
Oh, really? Okay. Look, I just need the confirmation.
I'm glad that I can help. This has been a rough week for you, I can tell, and it's only one segment in it.
Yeah, that was that segment though.
Now let's go to the next one. A Vincent favorite here, Liv Morgan. She's backstage.
No, Stephanie Malcare had a video package. I don't remember what she said though.
That wasn't until after the Liv
That was
Morgan thing.
before the fucking.
It
Oh,
was not.
was there a segment before that?
There was a segment. There was a Liv Morgan thing before.
Okay, what'd she do?
Something about how she doesn't like Roxanne Perez. It's something about that.
Right. Okay. Maybe was that the one with Finn or no?
Oh no, wait, hold on. I'm wrong. It was her backstage, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this triple threat match, and then I'm going to go on the Money in the Bank, and I'm gonna beat Io Sky." And she goes up to Io Sky, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna cash this in on you." And that was the lead into the match. But then you get the Stephanie video package. That's what you're thinking about.
Okay. Right. Right. That wasn't during the commercial break or nothing.
No.
Okay. Well, you remember what Valkyrie said or no?
That is a good question.
Yeah, I don't remember. It was
It
a
was
cool. It
something.
was a cool video package though. I liked it.
It was something about how she's always on WWE, and now she's going to make an impact and do crazy stuff. And
That's
that was
probably
pretty
what.
much.
That's a good prediction or a good interpretation.
I think, if I remember correctly, to this morning when I watched the show.
All right.
Uh, Trust me if you want. If not, I understand. I wouldn't trust me about this one either.
Look, well, she better be ready because she has a match coming up next with
And she
Liv
wins it.
Morgan and Ivy Nile.
She wins it pretty handily, honestly. This was very much a showcase match for her, and she qualifies for Money in the Bank.
Yeah, thank God. You know.
I mean, listen, this was
Was it-
I'm not saying the match was bad, but it's very much not designed to do anything for the other two.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, for Liv Morgan, there's like a little bit of things there, but Ivy Nile was really just there to wrestle good.
She
So
was there to take the pin, is what she was there for.
she did a good job, Ivy Nile. I'll give her that. She's a great wrestler and a great tag team that doesn't get enough attention.
She's never bad. She's just not pushed like she's better, as good as she is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's probably because her mentor or whatever is fucking stuck under American flag mask. and possibly racist. That's kind of what it is.
That could be part of it, ever so slightly.
Possibly, it's allegedly racist. It's not.
Allegedly, potentially, all the words that mean we're not saying that because legally it's slander, but
Exactly.
probably it's true.
Exactly. It's giving racist.
It's I didn't think we get to the point where Wrassle Graps be saying the term "it's giving," but
It's giving in the worst
it's
possible way.
it's giving racism.
Yeah. Well, anyway, this is not about him. It's about Avinag.
This actually might be the new Wrassle Graps gimmick. We start using Gen Z terms to describe the most horrible stuff. That might be the new thing.
Exactly. It's not even that. It's like Gen Z. It's just that it's the worst thing ever.
Yeah, but we'll start using only Gen Z terms to describe it. That might be the new thing I do.
Exactly. That might be the new way. Yeah. That's how people understand. He's
Yeah.
got a skippy toilet in there too.
That El Grande Americano feels a little bit racist and it does not eat.
It's not
There you
eat.
go.
Yeah, no eat. No eat.
No eat. No. Nope.
Okay. Well, anyway, Stephanie has a good showing as well, and she picks up the win, like you say. I
She
really haven't
does.
seen much of Stephanie. I was kind of impressed a little bit. Liv Morgan's in there carrying like usual.
That's not true.
She always carries. I mean, I don't know what to tell
She
you. That's
was not
actually a
the
fact.
man
That's a
carrying
fact.
this match.
It's a fact. Liv Morgan's
Is
carrying.
this your
Okay.
bias? This is your bias.
No, if there's anything, Liv Morgan is the glue to a match. Okay. It's
Why
like
are you lying to
Roxanne. You put
yourself?
Roxanne there, she's the glue. It's like Liv Morgan. She's the glue.
You're lying to yourself here, buddy. I don't know why you're doing this, but you're lying to yourself.
You got to think of who's the glue tier list. Okay, glue tier list. Liv Morgan, Roxanne up there. They're up there.
I'm not making a glue tier list, all right?
Blue tier list, but it's like code word for like wrestler that's good at wrestling and
If I
charismatic.
do a tier list of woman and glue, they're not going to think that's the coding there, okay, buddy?
All right, you're just being weird. Okay, you're just being weird.
I'm being honest.
Glue, it has a lot of meanings.
Really doesn't. It really doesn't.
It does, man. It's a figure of speech.
What?
It's
It's not.
Elmer's.
She's the
There's
You
a
want to
super
say she's
version.
the
There's a
Elmer?
super version.
You want to say Liv Morgan's the gorilla glue of this equation here?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Whatever you say. Moving on. We get to Rusev cutting the promo on Sheamus, talking
Really?
about yes, really.
Man, I got AJ Styles was backstage.
What the hell? Okay, this time you are right. This was on me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we rewind a little bit before that, and we have AJ backstage. Paul Heyman comes up to him. He goes,
Happy birthday.
"It's happy birthday, first of
I
all.
got a gift.
Yeah, the gift is information. I wouldn't buy you something because you're pretty rich and you can afford whatever you want. So I wouldn't buy you something, but I will give you some information. The information is, buddy, you should just, if you get the money in the bank, just let Seth Rollins win because
Yeah.
he's pretty cool." And then AJ Styles goes, "Pocket watching in 2025? It's fucking crazy."
Yeah. I mean, AJ was dissing him a little bit as well. So I mean, they
Yeah,
don't
pretty
like
much.
each these guys.
I forgot about that. That was a thing like 5 years ago. Forgot about that report.
Oh, really?
Yeah, pretty sure that was a thing like 5 or 6 years ago.
I was. I think you're right, but I don't remember the exact words of it.
I don't remember 5 years ago what it was, but this time it was pretty much just
Oh yeah,
AJ's.
he knows what Seth's gonna do. He knows his plan.
AJ said that?
Yeah, he says, "I know Seth's plan."
I just couldn't believe that AJ Styles was over here talking about how Paul Heyman's always chasing the bag for 30 years.
Yeah, he said that. He did say that. He was like saying, "I know what's gonna happen." He's like a diss track. It's like, I knew you were gonna do that, and that's why I planned out something else. But you know what? Whenever he did play it didn't work out.
I
Spoiler.
guess.
Spoiler.
Well, now we move on to Rusev and Sheamus, a feud that I'm very excited for. Rusev basically says, "Sheamus, we were good buddies, but now you're getting in my way of trying to beat up random people. And that's kind of not cool of you. So now I have to break your neck, you loser."
Yeah, they were good friends, and then he ruined it. Sheamus. He ruined it.
And then Sheamus, they ask him backstage what he thinks about this.
She was
Sheamus
right there. I
goes,
don't even know how he watched it, to be honest.
I don't know either. I really don't know either. But he's backstage with Tozawa, and he's like, "Man, that's really cool of you standing up to Rusev like that. You're a really brave guy." He's like, it's like watching an adult telling a kid how good he was standing up to that bully. You know,
Hold up.
I
Natalia was also there, which is
yeah,
confusing to me.
I was gonna get to that. So she's also there with Maxine. I forgot they formed a partnership, but they did. Um, I don't know what about Maxine's been impressing Natalia lately because she has not wrestled to my knowledge, but she says she's very impressed with Maxine.
Wait, who's impressed with who?
Natalia says she's very impressed with Maxine.
Oh, yeah, maybe in training. Maybe in training.
That would be the guess I would have to take here.
Yeah, but I'm also confused at how she got into this tag team.
What happened was Maxine came up to Natalia. She says, "Natalia, you're a veteran, and you've been successful, which is a stretch. But she goes up there and she goes, I want you to help me really progress my career here." And she goes, and she went, I don't know. But then she talked her into it, and now we're here.
I have too much misspellings that I called Alpha Academy Splash Academy.
The Splash Academy.
It's not my fault, okay?
This might be a little bit. I'm just saying, just a little bit.
And Maddie is apparently in Alpha Academy.
Who?
Maddie.
What? That one's acceptable because you just missed the N key by like a little bit.
But how is
But
that? I never spelled it. No one's ever spelled it Mattie, okay?
because at least that one, I'd be like, oh, you just missed the M key by a little bit.
Bro, I just
But
fucking
but
named
spelling
someone right now.
but spelling June as none, and like that's something else.
I
How
think
you
it's like
got
Jun and you
how you got to the Splash Academy from the Alpha Academy? I couldn't even tell you.
Splash Academy. No,
Uh,
no. Take a ride on Splash Academy. No, that doesn't
and
make any
now
sense.
that's sexual.
It
Now
don't even
that's
make
weird.
any sense, man.
Now you're
It don't even
making it
make
weird.
any sense. You want to go to Splash Academy? Why
Now you're making it weird.
don't you take a trip to Splash Academy with me?
That's incredibly sexual, and I'm uncomfortable.
It's a good thing it doesn't exist, you know?
I hope not. I hope that's not how Otis and Tozawa go to the clubs and impress the woman. I hope that's not how it happens.
Yeah. Maddie's doing that right now.
That's very weird implications of what you're saying here.
I'm saying he's doing the pickup line. He's doing the pickup line.
You're telling me that he's trying to encourage Natty to take or
Not
Maddie,
Maddie.
as you called her, to take a trip on the Splash Academy. That's what you're gonna go with.
Take a trip to Splash Academy. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's Kai Cenat's new venture, okay? Splash Academy. It's a water park with streamers.
I think he should just stop doing stuff for a little while. The community didn't appreciate it like they should have, and they don't deserve anything else.
Like, you mean like him? They didn't
They didn't
appreciate it?
appreciate what he tried to do, and that's on them.
What do you mean? Who's not appreciating
Like everyone that got picked for streamer or you, everyone's like, "Oh, you should have picked him instead. Why'd you pick that guy?" Blah blah blah.
Oh, yeah. That happened. But I mean, like, that's going to happen with anything he does. If he tries to do another event or something.
I know that, but still, we're getting a little off topic here. Boy, Sheamus is backstage, and he says, "Rusev, you're kind of a bully, and I bully bullies."
That was smart.
And yeah, that wasn't as cool as he thought it sounded.
I bully bullies. I was like, oh, all right.
Did make a good joke about how his career outside of AEW, his career outside of WWE lasted just about as long as Rusev Day, 24 hours, which is incorrect because everyone knows that Rusev Day is every day. So that means that it's currently still going, technically.
Today's Rusev Day. By my calendars, the calendar says that. So
That was the best piece of merchandise WWE Shop ever put out, by the way. The Rusev Day calendar.
Rusev Day. The song was good too. If only they released that.
One day. Maybe one day.
But yeah, what you said there did not hit at all. Sheamus.
No, never let him cook again, as the youths would say.
Nah. Gonna invite him to Splash Academy.
You're gonna have to stop with Splash Academy. I don't know how I feel about this.
Nah, it's a thing now.
It's like watching the Slapjacket being reborn before my very eyes, and I'm powerless to stop it.
Finn and JD come out.
All right, you're just gonna run past that? All right, okay. So Finn and JD come out, then the Viking Raiders are out there, but the New Day are on commentary. And they are easily the best thing about this tag team match because the match itself was very much just fine.
Thank God for the New Day.
They're really making this entertaining by being on commentary. And that's, you got to give it to them. You really do.
Gotta clap. Gotta clap.
And it really reminds you, because I forgot before this, the New Day as heels, and just in general, are very entertaining when they're just allowed to talk and are given time. They are very entertaining.
They are. It's too bad they didn't really stay out there for long.
No, well, they almost got jumped, so they had to leave.
They trolled the New Day, and then the New Day is like, what? And then the fucking ref is like, get out of here. Get out of here.
That wasn't really fair, but what are you going to do?
And the New Day got sent from ringside.
But
It
the
was
real
really,
point of
I
this,
was upset about that.
it was dumb, but not as dumb as the
Especially with
fact.
what happens next.
Look, this was not a match designed to be a good match. It was a fine match. Nothing bad happened to say. But it was really just about New Day on commentary and then the Roxanne interference. And
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly. Someone actually did interfere.
So Roxanne comes out there and well, Ivar's on the top rope or the second rope. She's about to do something, but then Roxanne goes over, she stands in the way,
Hey,
and she's like, hey, you can't do that. And for some reason, this 300-pound, 400-pound man was
what?
stopped in his tracks by this 100-something-pound tiny female.
Look,
And
I get it. I mean, never mind.
no, please continue. I thought I'm sure this was going to go good.
Never mind. We're gonna
No,
move
go
on.
ahead.
You know, that shit was crazy, man. That was crazy.
All
I
right,
was
fine.
looking at or whatever his name is, Eyeball, and I was like, what the fuck? You know?
Look, I get it, man. Ivar, handsome man. You know, I know what you're trying to say. Handsomest dude
Look,
out there.
I invite him to Splash Mountain. No, not Splash Mountain. Splash. That's different. Okay, I invite him to Splash Academy.
I brought that on myself, and that's my fault.
Yeah, you did it, man. I don't know what to tell you. You set it up perfect.
That's my bad. But anyway,
I think they're
so
renaming Splash Mountain, by the way, or unless they
it's
did already.
the Splash Academy, I'm sure.
And
But
Splash Academy.
Roxanne distracts Ivar, and the Judgment Day win. And I am once again sitting here thinking how tired I am of seeing the same four teams in the tag division.
Yeah, I mean, I am also exhausted of seeing this.
I can't believe there's just four teams, and it doesn't help that they beat two of them last week.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we just gotta keep going in circles all the time.
It's not good. When the draft comes around, they should really fix that, by the way.
They should fix it, but they probably won't. It's probably gonna be the same thing because with the same amount of hours on TV. So
And that sucks. But something that didn't suck, that was actually pretty good, was the Becky and Lyra stuff.
yeah,
I know there's promo before that we're gonna talk about that, but I'm just saying that was pretty good stuff.
I mean, there's a video promo before that, but I
So
forgot. And then
Becky
Becky says, everything
Becky
Lyra
cuts
has done is because of
yeah.
her.
Yeah, she basically says
It's because of Becky.
Money in the Bank is a lose-lose situation because if I lose and I can't challenge for that belt, then Lyra loses the only thing that kept her relevant. And if she loses, then she has to raise my hand.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was I like the promo, it was good.
And Lyra's pretty mad about that. Welcome
She was
backstage.
very upset. I don't know how she had time to watch this pre-taped video package and then also start walking that quick, but she did.
She was so furious.
Very upset. She wouldn't even high five the fans. But let's talk about something else before that. The Stephanie Vaquer promo, she gets like two words in, then Rhea Ripley shows up. They stare at each other, and they're like, "Yeah, see you at Money in the Bank. Congrats on winning." And then that's it.
She wasn't done speaking, and then Kathy ran away.
Now, was it before or after this that Michael Cole once again points to his Pacers jersey?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to Michael Cole. I was skipping.
They had this thing where because the Knicks lost in the NBA thing, because that's
Fuck.
what you care about on a wrestling show.
God damn it.
Yeah, well, apparently someone did. So Michael Cole had to wear a Pacers jersey, and he had to point it out twice, and he wore it the entire night.
Like, this is the worst punishment ever.
No, there's worse.
This gotta be the worst punishment.
There is so much worse.
I mean, no, it
For
has to
Mike,
be. Because, I mean, not only did the Knicks lose, but we have to look at Michael Cole and his little tank top.
no, like imagine if you're Michael Cole, right? You make the bet with Pat McAfee, but instead of saying you got to wear the Pacers jersey, he says you got to sit next to Heidenreich for all 3 hours of commentary. That's so much worse.
I mean, obviously it was worse, but I'm just saying. Like, come on.
I'm just throwing it out there. That's
Tell
10
me,
times worse.
tell me we're gonna deal with two bad things at the same time.
Well, you wouldn't, in your words, invite Michael Cole to Splash Academy, huh?
No,
The biceps didn't do it for you, buddy, huh?
no, I'm not gonna do that. I might close down Splash Academy if he ever shows up and say we're all on
Shut it down.
lockdown. We're all on lockdown.
All right. Well, anyway, so Lyra comes out very upset. Um, she won't even high five the fans. She's cutting her promo, calls out Becky Lynch. Becky does come out, even though Lyra, after giving her 2 seconds, was ready to start saying, "Oh, well, you're too scared to come out here," but then she comes out anyway. I guess not everyone can be as fast as Lyra is when she's angry.
Yeah,
But
apparently, and they all fight each other.
well, no, hold on, not yet. Um,
Like,
you're
they're
you're
both
just
basically they fight each other.
you are going through it over there, buddy. Someone
That's
take
what
his
happened,
notes
man.
app away.
That's what happened.
Someone take his notes app away.
Well, they destroy each other. They fight each other. That's what happened.
Becky gets in the ring, and then Lyra tries to cut a promo. It wasn't a bad promo, even though the crowd there did try to ruin it by chanting "what" throughout the entire thing.
Yes, exactly.
God, the "what" chant's really the worst fucking chant of all of wrestling.
It is the worst chance. I mean, there's no worse chance than that.
I mean, "yeet" is getting up there, but
It's
"what"
not
is
really a
still
chant.
worse.
It's more like a movement.
It's more of a thing that you do to somebody, apparently.
I guess it's a chant too. Yeah, you're right.
According to Jey Uso, it's more of a thing you do to somebody. You eat on them.
Yeah, we covered that one in the last review.
Yeah, go check out our previous review to
Don't
hear about how Jey Uso eats on other people.
don't. I wouldn't recommend, but I guess I would recommend. Go check it out if you're interested.
And you can't get mad at me in the comments for saying that because that's what he said. His words.
Yeah, him and Roman Reigns have a way with words.
Oh, they do. But yeah,
They don't
so
care, too. They say with full confidence.
full comment. They don't even stop. No pause. Keep going.
No pause, no Diddy. They just keep going.
Potentially, we don't know. We don't know.
Stop. We know Finn Balor's got some shit. Whatever. We're gonna move on.
You will move on, but I will say that was
Allegedly, it's alleged. That was a suspect picture.
the dumbest Photoshop I've seen in my entire life.
Suspect picture.
Suspect Photoshop, and what the hell?
You confirmed it. It's a Photoshop.
I'm like 90% sure that Finn Balor wasn't hanging out with Diddy. Yeah.
Bro, I mean, there's literally an article that says he was excited to meet Diddy, so he took a picture next to him.
Oh, god damn it. It
That's
looks
the
like
picture they used.
I honestly got I looked at it and it looked like it was Photoshop. That did not look like the same picture.
He said Diddy pulled up, and then Finn was like, "Well, I'm so excited. I need to meet Diddy," and then he did.
I hope to God he didn't know. I really do.
And then Diddy was like, "Oh yeah," and it was bad. It was bad.
Because if you look at the picture, it doesn't even look like
Diddy's
they're in
not
the
looking
same
up.
one.
He's not looking up.
He's looking down at Finn Balor. He's looking down, not at
Smiling.
Finn Balor, but at a certain part
Yeah,
of
he's
Finn
little
Balor.
Finn Balor.
Finn Balor's doing his little pose. But then Diddy's looking down, not at Finn, but like at a certain part of Finn. That really should have been foreshadowing, I guess.
Yeah, I pray that never happened. I see that. Pray that
I
never
also
happened.
do. Well, judging by Finn Balor's wrestling career, you can very much tell it did not happen.
Thank God. Thank God.
Um, but yeah, so the Lyra and Lynch thing, it does eventually break out into a little bit of a brawl, and that's when your notes are correct.
Yeah, they fight each other.
So we get a Penta
They always
promo.
fight each other. They always insulting each other.
Well, it's almost like they're feeding and they don't like each other. It's crazy.
Fucking rat with cheese.
What do you? Oh yeah, last week I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That
You are
was
a rat with cheese, actually, Paul. With cheese.
she really said something over there. That's crazy.
Cooking. She was cooking. They thought, I mean, she thought she was cooking, but she was
So
not.
it's like the suffer and succotash thing. There's really nothing worse than when a wrestler thinks they said something crazy. It's really
Ooh, I
just,
wonder who wrote that in the back.
that Road Dogg's back there smiling, pen in that line.
Do you think they like all give different like lines to say and then like it's all put together as like one big promo?
I like to believe they let Lyra go with that one. Like, you describe this however you think best. And she's like, oh, don't worry. I got one for her.
You are like a rat with cheese.
To
That's
the
good. That's good. That's a good
to
one.
the collective shock and like confusion of everyone backstage. Yeah.
We only got 1 minute. Go out there. Do it.
Don't worry, guys. I got this one.
All right. All right.
So then we get to the Penta promo where he's like, I'm the best in ladder matches. We're doing this in LA. I'm 100% winning the Money in the Bank ladder match.
That's good. That's good for him. He's
It's
hungry.
gotta be nice. He
Hungry.
was he was hungry. He did say
Yeah.
that.
He must have to eat In-N-Out because they have that in LA, right?
They do.
Best burger on the planet, they say.
Did you say that? I bet The Rock also would say that if he's been there more than once.
I forgot he did that. Yeah.
Never forget what The Rock did in and out.
All right. Well, we can't forget what Sammy and Jay did here in his entrance, man. This shit was fire.
This was dumb.
Okay, you're just hating to hate. Okay,
I
this shit
hated
was fun.
this.
Okay,
I
this shit
hated
was
this
so fun, and it's crazy that you didn't like it.
because it's dumb. What do you mean it's crazy? I didn't like it.
Why is it? I mean, yeah, it's dumb, but that's why it's fun because it's not serious.
Because these dudes should be mad as hell about what Seth's group did to them last week, but instead they're dancing down to the ring
I'm
like they
sorry,
don't
guys.
got a care in
Everyone
the
can be
world.
depressed all the time, and they want to have some fun. That's
I'm not saying that. Like, can you take it seriously? That's my whole gripe with Jey Uso. He can't take anything seriously for more than a week.
what do you want them to do? Just walk down, just like fucking boring sons of bitches? Like, come on.
I'm not saying you can't, have some joy. I'm not saying you can't do the gimmick. I'm just saying, like, pretend that you got your ass beat last week and you're upset about it. You know what I mean? Because that's what happened.
But you know what? I think that if they would have pulled up on Sammy and Jay, I think Sammy would have taken him out with his dancing. Or I think he was waving his arms around enough. If like Bron Breakker came up behind him, he would have smacked him in the face.
God,
And it
it's
might
like
have been a
watching.
knockout blow. Right? It might have been a knockout blow.
It's like watching an octopus doing karate. It's really crazy to watch.
Yo, bro, I think that would have not took someone out. I would have took
It
someone
would
out for
have.
sure.
It would have.
He fucking tried to spear. It's like a fucking razor blade. It's over.
You're waiting to see a dance, but you just started flailing. It's concerning for a bit.
Bro, I want to see a man like dance at like a club or something.
It's like, what's that episode of SpongeBob where he's doing the dance with the jellyfish
Yeah, it's like
in
that.
the house? Yeah,
You
you know
think
what
it
I mean.
wouldn't be realistic, but it is.
No, there is a man that could do it. It's Sami Zayn, apparently.
Sami Zayn can move all his body parts at the same time into one dance.
And that was something else. And it didn't hurt that they had a pretty enjoyable match with Breakker and Reed to go along with it, even though there was no winner.
Yeah, I mean, I love Sami Zayn. He's like the best in the world, and Seth Rollins too. So it only makes sense. Well, he's not in the match, but you know what I mean.
So you get this pretty awesome presentation of
This
Reed
is
and
cool.
Breakker. And they have a match for about 10, 15 minutes maybe. But then Seth comes out, cost his guys the match for some reason. They start beating down on Sammy and Jay, but then CM Punk makes the save. And Breakker wants to beat up CM Punk and the guys in the ring. But Seth goes, don't worry, we'll see him later on tonight in the main event. And you
So they
bet
should
your
just
ass
be
they
there.
did.
They should have beat their ass at the time.
They probably should have. Probably should have.
Like that would have been a smart move. Like why waste your energy for 2 times?
It's about costing CM Punk as a measure of revenge, I guess.
If he was injured and like couldn't make it, then that's the same exact thing.
Well, no, I agree with you. But, like, they didn't do that.
They didn't do that. It's kind of weird, but
CM
yeah,
Punk with chair is about as dangerous as a man with a machete. You don't go in there.
you can't go in there. I think Bron Breakker would have got him though, even with the chair.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
You got a fucking tsunami man over there. There's no telling what
Listen,
he could do. All right,
CM
you
Punk
distract him with Bron Breakker, you hit him with the tsunami from the top as he's standing up. It's over for Punk.
CM Punk was in his backstage fight kind of mood. You could just tell. And we know that CM Punk is 2-0 in backstage brawls.
He's gonna choke him with a chair. Really?
Just a bit.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. Not too much.
All right.
So now we get to the Judgment Day promo backstage. They're basically sitting around. Then Liv was like, Finn, can I talk to you real quick about this Roxanne thing? Well, what's this all about? What are we doing here? And he's like, come on, she just wants to be here. She's cool. Don't worry about it. And Liv's like, I do worry about it. And you're going to babysit her because this is your thing. And
Yeah.
they go out. Liv and Raquel go out for Raquel's match. And Dom's like, hey, is everything all right? And Finn goes, don't worry about it. And he says, what about the time I hit you with a chair? And he's like, don't worry about that either. It's not important. Then he taps
Water
Dom's
under the
belt.
bridge. It's water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge. It's like a Diddy photo that never happened. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Exactly.
And then he taps Dom's belt. And Dom's like, why did you touch my belt like that for? I'm uncomfortable now. And then that's the end of the thing.
Stop making these jokes.
It's what happened.
Stop. We can't be saying that. Okay.
He touched the Intercontinental Championship on his shoulder. I will word it for you so it's better.
Oh, thank God.
Touched the Intercontinental Championship on his shoulder. And then he gave him a look like, why'd you do that? Now it's weird.
Okay,
That's
now
what
it's better.
happened. You just didn't appreciate the wording.
You can't say belt like that. No,
What do
you
you
know
mean?
what? I'm not gonna say that either. Okay, we'll move on.
I'm just saying what happened. I'm calling it like I see it, man.
That's what happened. You gotta say championship in this situation.
All right, everyone, it's an interchangeable word, man.
Intercontinental.
I know for a fact you were just thrown off because I mentioned the Diddy picture in the same sentence.
It was, yeah, exactly. That's the problem. That's the problem. Like you didn't mention that maybe, but like you mentioned it.
I wasn't the first one to bring it up.
It doesn't matter. It was a long time ago. We're done
It
with that.
was less than 10 minutes ago.
Water under the bridge, man. Water under the bridge.
All right, man, whatever. We get to the Raquel match with her versus Kyrie Singh. And
Yeah.
basically what happens here is Raquel and Liv are doing the numbers game, but then EO comes out, evens things up a bit. And
Yeah.
then Kyrie is able to beat Raquel because they didn't want Roxanne at ringside to help.
Exactly, man. I mean, if they had Roxanne, everything would have been smooth.
I mean, I guess.
That's
I
what
I
Michael Cole said.
I really wish that Io Sky would have a more interesting feud than just being randomly inserted into this.
Poor Io Sky. I mean, she didn't feel like a big deal before. She still doesn't feel like a big deal.
That's crazy how they do that, man.
Even though
Triple H,
she's really over. She's really over.
what is it with people being really over and just Triple H refusing to put them on the show? Like, what is that about?
I'm not even sure. I mean, I don't really know what's gone into Triple H recently. I feel like as soon as he took over, we were like so hopeful about him, and now he's just kind of shit in the bed.
So weird, man. He won't let Io Sky wrestle on here. Karrion Kross gets over. He's not allowed to wrestle on things. He's just allowed to harass Sami Zayn backstage, apparently.
That's what he did. He was backstage with Sami Zayn.
Well, and then like before that or after that, I forget when it happened. There's the Gunther and Jay segment.
It's interesting because I don't remember.
The Gunther and Jay segment's pretty much Jay's in the locker room, and then Gunther comes to him and
That
he's
was
like,
after. It was after.
"Oh, that's after." Okay,
Okay.
so we get to the Cross and Zayn thing, and Sammy's just talking, and then Cross is like, "Hey man, can I talk to you for a little bit?" And Sammy just gets really pissed. He's like, "Dude, what the hell do you want from me right now? I am not in the mood for this. What is your problem?"
He says Sammy's a liar.
To Sammy, you're a liar. I hate liars, man. You're a lying piece of shit, bro. I know for a fact that this ain't you for real, and you're more of an evil guy. You're not a nice guy. You're an evil guy like me.
Just like
And he
everyone else.
and Sammy goes, "No, not true. Source. Where'd you hear that from?"
Source, question mark, source, question mark.
Yeah. And he's like, "Source is you did it before, and I'm sure you'll do it again." And that's the end of it.
Exactly.
So I would like to see them
Okay, well,
actually feud That'd be nice.
I don't want Sammy to turn heel. I don't think it's time for Sammy to turn heel. Maybe it is, but I also just don't like the idea. So
I don't want Sammy to feud, but what I would like for to happen really is after they get away from Seth's group, have Sammy feud with Karrion Cross a bit and have Sammy start to question his allegiance with Jay and Punk. Not so much that he turns heel, but that he goes, I need some time to myself to figure this out.
exactly.
And you don't have to break them up. You just say, hey, look, listen, I want to pursue my career on my own for a little while. Nothing against you guys. Just maybe Karrion had a point or two.
I'm down for a selfish Sami Zayn, like a not like entirely selfish, but a more selfish Sami Zayn. But I don't want him to turn fully heel.
No, I just want him to take some time and be like, look, I want to invest in me for a little bit.
So his friends are getting jumped. He's not going to save them. Kind of what like Kevin and him were teasing or whatever. Like when they did the promo, like Kevin was like, "Oh, I know that you help everybody. You should help me too." And then Sami didn't help him.
I guess so, yeah. Kind of like
So
that.
like that, yeah. That's what I want out of that. But I don't want him to turn fully heel. I feel like people are singing his song. He's like a good baby face. I want to see him go on a real good baby face because he already had his heel run. He was kind of like annoying heel. I want to see him have a good like underdog face run.
Look, if Triple H isn't sitting there in his office in Titan Towers right now, planning
If
to
I
do Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania next year, then I don't know what to tell you.
I think people are like underrating Sammy a little bit, or underestimating him and Triple H and how they. Because I think Triple H is, well, Sammy is Triple H's guy, right? He's always been his guy. He's pushed him in NXT. I feel like if he doesn't get him to that main event level, he has failed. You know?
He really, really has. But look, the plan really should be Sammy winning that title at Mania 42. If it's not, then something's seriously wrong here.
Exactly. And I think that's what Triple H is doing by booking him in situations like these.
He should have a feud with Karrion Cross. Karrion should beat Sammy, give him some heat going forward, some momentum, and then have Sammy really take that loss to heart. So he needs to find himself for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Just have him be a little more selfish.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. I learned that a long time ago. Everyone is selfish. And that's
Well,
the
now it's getting a
takeaway.
little serious. I don't know about all that.
That's real, man. Everyone's fucking selfish. No one cares for nobody.
It is real. Human beings are inanely selfish. That's just how it is. But I'm just saying, man.
Like I'm just saying, caring sometimes just no one cares. You know what I mean? No one cares.
But Sammy cares just a little bit. You know who else cares a little bit? Just too
Like no
much.
one cares. I think no one cares as much as Sami Zayn does.
No, I mean probably not. But
He's
Jay
probably like one
Uso,
of the nicest guy you'll ever meet in your life, probably.
look, where Jay Uso cares about him a little too much. And that's
That's
why,
true.
according to Gunther, he's gonna come out here, he's gonna keep helping his friends. And that's not a world champion, man. You're thinking with your heart, you're not thinking with your brain. And that's why Gunther's gonna beat him on June 9th when they have their rematch, which I am not looking forward to.
Yeah, yeah. We have to go again and again and again
I
and
mean, how
again.
many more times after this draft? I don't want to see Gunther and Jey Uso on the same brand ever again. Just so we're clear.
Eat Uso.
I want him yeeted to a different brand and away from the title as soon as
Oh,
possible. But that's different.
yeah. I just pictured like Jey Uso flying through like outer space right now,
Me too. I also did.
just flailing his arms.
I pictured him being what's exaggeratedly like launched into. Ever see Pokemon with Team Rocket? I pictured him like Team Rocket getting launched off. You know,
I never watched Pokemon before.
Everyone in the comments might know. Let me know in the comments if you know what
I
I'm
think I
talking
tried
about.
when I was younger, but I was really distracted.
Want to be like Jey Uso blasting off again, and you don't see him till like next week.
Yeah. I wonder what's like. What was my interests when I was younger? Like I didn't like Star Wars or like Pokemon or like
What
any.
was
Or
this? It
I didn't like Avatar. Didn't like that.
was Rey Mysterio, and it was this.
That's just what it was. You're right. You're right.
But yeah, so after all that stuff that Gunther says, Jay gets up and he just goes, 3 letters, 1 word, tap.
Eat. Oh, yeah.
It also got me for a little bit. I was like, does this motherfucker forget how to spell his catchphrase? What the hell?
Yeah. I was actually counting the words. My fingers. I'm like, wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Okay.
Sitting there, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Now
Oh, hold on. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what happens there. And now we get to the main event. Oh, Grande Americano versus CM Punk versus
My
AJ
God.
Styles. And dude,
And the
if this
yeah,
was just Chad Gable versus Punk versus Styles without the stupid gimmick, I would have loved this.
I'm genuinely confused at why they still have him in this gimmick.
If this doesn't end with Gable winning Money in the Bank and then taking off the mask, be like it was me all along, then I don't understand what we're doing here. I
This
still
might be like
understand what we're doing here.
this might be like the most Vince thing Triple H has ever done.
It's not even funny anymore. It wasn't even really funny when I first started, but now it's especially not funny.
Like if you think Vince wouldn't do it, he would do this. But I think he would be way worse. It would be like Chad Gable or El Grande Americano kind of sucks, you know.
Oh, you would have seen the skit with Chad Gable in the mask at a Taco Bell speaking to the waiters in horrendous Spanish. You would have seen that by now.
Oh, there would have been way more of those. That's true.
You would have seen him pretending to be Spanish.
You would, yeah, Hispanic, yeah. You'd see him do that. But he's this is just not funny. I don't understand. None of
I
it's
don't
funny.
know who this is for. I don't really get it.
It's for Triple A. That's what I'm saying. Because Vince's thing was like, oh, I'm gonna book it this way because it makes me laugh, right? It makes me laugh. No one's
Mhm.
finding this funny, but Triple H is still booking it as like a top thing.
I don't like it. I really don't.
I don't understand why they had to go. Okay, like you went the route, but where does it go? That was always my question, and it never
I
went anywhere. Never went anywhere. Now we're getting somewhere, I guess, but it's like not even making sense.
I am 90% sure that this gimmick was supposed to end at WrestleMania when he fought Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio was gonna unmask him, and then you're like, "Oh, it's Chad Gable. Haha, it's funny. It's over now." But because Rey got injured, and they had to switch it last minute, now they have no idea what the fuck to do because Rey's not there to end it, and they don't know what to do anymore.
Bro, Chad Gable was not no, okay, not Chad Gable. Yeah, you're probably right about that. I think Rey Mysterio was supposed to do that. But I mean, he was there, wasn't he? Or like he wasn't injured. He could have done that.
No, he was injured.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. He was injured.
Yeah.
He was injured, but he was probably okay enough to do that, wasn't he?
I would imagine, like, it wouldn't have killed him to have Ray Phoenix in the match, and Ray comes out just to be at his side. Like, that wouldn't have killed them, you know? You could have done
Yeah,
it that way. And that way, not only do you give Ray Phoenix a Mania win in one of his first matches, but you also give him the rub being next to Rey Mysterio and having that WrestleMania moment with him.
right. That's we could have done that. But
I
no.
feel that was such an easy out, like such an easy goal, and for some reason they just didn't do it. And
Or what if the LWO jumps him and then unmasks?
unless the reason is genuinely that he was that injured that he just could not do anything physical,
Or
then
he
I
was
don't know
at
what
the damn AAA announce thing.
but all you have to do is stand there and be like, "Ah, I'm also a lucha wrestler."
I know, but I mean that's enough, right? Like, why can't he do that with and just pull off the mask? You know.
I don't know, man. I really don't know.
So I don't know if that what you said was correct, but it does sound right. But I feel like that would have just been easy enough. Like have Ray Mysterio in Ray Phoenix's corner,
This
just
is
like
the
that.
only normal reason that you can give me that I can tell you that's why. No other reason makes sense.
Yeah, and he got a jobber entrance. I'm pretty sure.
The Phoenix?
No Grande Americano,
Oh yeah, in this match I think so.
because everyone else has better entrances than he.
Man, it's just so disappointing. It really is.
Yeah,
But if you're going to end this, the best thing you can do, if it's not Seth Rollins that wins Money in the Bank, it should be El Grande Americano, who then takes off the mask and goes, "Ah, it's me, Chad Gable, all along. Nobody knew,"
he's me.
and that should be it.
He's me, Mario. Oh, he's Italian actually.
No, that's actually worse. I think.
He's an Italian man.
If his whole gimmick is just from this point forward appropriating races to get ahead.
Man, yeah, that would be horrible. Damn, how do I beat the Italian? Oh, there's none. There is no Italian. Okay.
You don't want it to get to a point where he's pretending to be Chinese to get ahead, man. You don't want that.
No, no, definitely not. Well, I don't want that. I don't want that.
I don't even want this, but it's happening.
Yeah, that's true.
But believe it or not, in the match with El Grande
Honestly, I do. You
Americano,
know what I do want? I want him to go. I do.
where do you want him to go?
Japan. I want him to go to Japan.
Japan will be fine as long as he's not doing the stupid gimmick and he's just being Chad Gable.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But believe it or not, in a match with CM Punk, AJ Styles, and El Grande Americano, El Grande Americano wins. I wouldn't have thought I would be saying this, but that's what happens. Seth's group comes out to take out Punk, but then Jay and Sammy come out to help, but that's enough to get Punk away from the situation. El Grande slips the metal plate into his mask, counters the phenomenal forearm from Styles, and he's going to Money in the Bank.
Exactly. I don't know where you got the plate from, but there you go. Because he got a check before the match, actually.
I can only believe that he was hiding it in his ass. That's the only place the referee did not check.
Can't be touching their ass. It's true. Okay.
That's the only place he didn't check. And unless it's either the groin or it was right there. That's the only place it could have possibly been.
Yeah, exactly. But they all get stomped out by the group.
Mhm.
And they get destroyed.
Yeah.
And, Seth and Tsunami, too. Tsunami to Jay twice. I think, was it once or twice?
Might have been twice.
Another one. There was twice, yeah.
But
And like Seth's crew stands tall.
yeah, they stand tall. And man, this is such a thumbs down episode, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I think it's a thumb. I mean, to me, it's a thumbs in the middle, I believe.
For me, it's a thumbs down because first off, this is a thumbs in the middle by the bare logic that if nothing happens of importance, that means I need to see the show to know what happens next. Then it's immediately a thumbs in the middle. But it's a thumbs down because I have so many grievances with what they're doing with the tag division, the women's world title division, the way they book the Money in the Bank qualifiers. It's just so much that they're doing right now that I'm not a fan of, that it's just not working for me.
Yeah, I get it. I do understand. I thought it was entertaining enough. I wouldn't say it was my cup of tea, but I think it was entertaining enough.
It's so much of the same thing, and the lack of like actual stories. Like I don't. It doesn't feel like they're building the Money in the Bank. It just feels like they're building to this Seth feud with this for the world title. That yeah, it's gonna happen, but like it feels like Money in the Bank is such an afterthought because everyone's just like, oh, Seth's winning,
I
and
don't even. I
I
don't even
don't.
think that. I don't even think that's true.
I think it's a very high possibility.
Like maybe, but there's always a possibility of something else happening.
It's two possibilities. It's either him or it's El Grande Americano who becomes John Gable afterwards.
Mr. Americano himself.
It's two possibilities, and that's really all it is. I don't like how much of an afterthought the Money in the Bank ladder match is. I'm sure the match will be great, but I wish that it was more like, remember how in the old days people would have been qualified like 2 weeks in advance, like this would have been over by now. You'd have like the six guys in the ring be cutting promos on each other. That was my favorite Money in the Bank thing, and I hate to say Vince did it better then, but he did, and that's just
Stop
sad.
comparing. Stop comparing.
In this instance, it's true. I got to give it to him.
All right. I was gonna say it's kind of funny how this happens right after that report or whatever. I'm not even sure who it came from. That suggests that Triple H would not be a fan or is not a fan of the Money in the Bank stipulation or the briefcase or whatever.
But then you don't have to do it. You just stop doing it. No one has a gun to your head and is forcing you to do this.
Thing is, I think it's like on the schedule. Like you can't rewrite the schedule, right?
You could say it's a different pay per view. You don't got to do it.
Different pay per view. It's a boring pay per view instead.
Bring it back. Bring another one in. You don't have to do this.
I guess. I mean, sure. It's not that easy though. I think they have things planned, ahead of time.
If he's not a fan of this, I don't want to see it again next year unless you're actually going to take it seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, who's to say he's never been a fan of it? So, I mean, maybe he just kept going for the sake of it.
Bro is not a fan of it because he could have never pulled off a Money in the Bank ladder match being in one.
Has he ever been in one?
No.
That's why, probably. He's probably just don't like it.
But yet, I don't. This is just not my show this week. I didn't care for it. I hope that the Money in the Bank pay per view itself is better. But for now, that's all I got.
That's all I got for you today.
So, you want me to do the outro or you want to do it?
Hey, what you feeling like you can do the outro?
My throat's a little dry, but I'll give it a shot.
There, go for it.
All right. Remember, guys, to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If not, you could not subscribe. You can comment how much you didn't like it, and then you could leave a thumbs down. I mean,
Leave a
whatever,
suggestion to tell us
whatever
what we
makes
did wrong.
that too. You know, if you want to be nice about it, you could do that. But point is, we're begging for engagement, and
No, I don't know if I like this outro.
you let me do it. It's too late. You gotta let me finish.
All right.
We are begging for engagement. Um, Follow us on all the social media platforms again, or don't. Your choice. Ideally, you do, but your choice. Up to you. And if you feel like it, even the 5 stars on the podcasting platforms, very appreciated as well.
Please do that. Don't do anything else. Just leave a 5-star.
If you don't feel like that, you don't have to. That's you.
Yeah, just ignore it. Just don't do it.
Just don't bother. Don't look at it. Don't worry
Don't even
about it.
look at it unless you're leaving a 5-star.
Yeah, maybe a 4.5. I could take a 4.5.
Leave a fucking 5, man. We need that. We need 5.
I know. I'd like 5, but I'm
We're
saying if
already
it
so
has,
low, man. We're already so low. 5
how
stars.
low are we?
I don't know. Like we're like maybe I think we're like a 3.5-star podcast. I think
That's better than I was expecting.
it was like only 3 reviews. I believe,
Still better than I thought it would be. But
but no
anyway,
one's leaving 5 stars. I think maybe like 1.
well, I'll take it. But yeah, that's it. Catch you guys in the next one. Bye.